Okay, so here's my correlation or awesome animation on how we move muscles. Okay, so if we zoom into the muscles and really take an in-depth look, you'll find that the skeletal muscle is made up of muscle fiber bundles. And these are basically long cylindrical cells that can contract or relax when they get signals from the nervous system through the neurons in the neuron muscular junction. Now, each of these fibers is composed of many, many little myofibrils, and these are split up into individual units called sarcomeres. So, sarcomeres are what we are going to look at here. If we look at an individual sarcomere, you can see that they're composed of thick and thin muscle filaments, and this is what makes our muscles look straightened. These are filaments slide past each other to shorten the sarcomere unit and shorten the entire muscle fiber. Now the thick one is called the myosin, and that's connected to the central of the sarcomere. The thin strand is called actin. These basically slide past each other to shorten the entire sarcomere and shorten the muscle, allowing it to contract. But that's not what really happened. As you can see in the myosin, it's connecting to the actin through the cross bridges, then pulling the actin toward the myosin, allowing the edge of the sarcomere to be pulled towards the center, making the sarcomere shorter. And all of this is simply repeats: connection, pull, and release. So what this requires is something called ATP, which is where we get our energy. And this ATP is hydrolyzed into ADP, and organic phosphate. This triggers the myosin to connect into bridge sites. Then you get what is called power stroke hitch, where the myosin pulls the actin, which shortens the entire sarcomere until then shortened muscle fibers overall. Once this is done, the ATP and phosphate are then released, and from this point is allowed the new ATP and phosphate to be connected, which promotes the cycle to be repeated, or it disconnects the process here at the molecule level in simple muscle movement. So here's we have the thick myosin filaments pulling the thin actin filaments. This is within a single sarcomere unit, pulling the edges of the sarcomere towards the middle, which shortens the sarcomere unit and contracts it to a smaller size. This contraction of the sarcomere unit, which shortens the muscle fibers within the entire muscle, making the entire muscle to contract. Then when your ATP runs down, you get tired.